Hi there, I'm Alan, and welcome to my channel. It'll be fun. Follow along with me, my family, and Rear, our rescued Cairn Terrier, as we travel and explore the beautiful island of Madeira, Portugal, in a vintage VW bug. So come on, it'll be fun.
It'll be fun, come on!
There's a tree. Bom dia. I am Alan, and I'm here with my wife Leslie and our dog Greer. We are expats from the United States, living in Portugal on the island of Madeira. Our mantra is, we are on an island in the middle of the ocean off the coast of Morocco. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you subscribe to our channel to help us grow. Most of the people we have met along our journey ask us how we chose Portugal over other countries. Today we are going to talk about our reasons for choosing Portugal, and more specifically how we chose the island of Madeira. So come on, it'll be fun. In case you don't know us or haven't watched any of our videos, we will give you the short story. A few years ago, we started reviewing our ability or inability to retire and have a quality lifestyle. While exploring our options around the U.S., we were talking to friends who introduced us to the idea of going somewhere outside of the United States because this would allow our money to go further. Becoming an expat and retiring abroad seems like something other people would do. But we had to find a way to create our next adventure that was cost-effective and fabulous. So that brings us to our discussion today. Before we get into why Portugal, let's discuss two other countries we looked at. We looked at countries on our side of the world which would allow us to get back to home quickly and cost-effectively. We needed to ensure we would have access to good health care as we aged. Quality food, friendly, welcoming people, and many other things we will talk about as we go along. Costa Rica came to the top of the list. Pura Vida, the good life. It's a beautiful country with oceans and mountains and diverse plant material because we love to get outside. When we ran the numbers, it is also cost effective and would allow us to have a nice quality of life. It has a good visa program that would work for our needs and a good private health care system. The country has expat communities in many areas where we could settle and feel comfortable while we learn the customs and learn the language. One of the things that was important to us in our search was to find a location that was not hot and humid or had a heavy rainy season. While these things can be worked around, you would want to be aware that they may be an issue if you choose Costa Rica. We are also concerned with the simple things like being able to drink the water, not worrying that a good hospital would be close by, the cleanliness of the cities, and the crime rate as we traveled around during our dotage. Lastly, Leslie didn't want to live where the bugs could win. Ecuador, the land of eternal spring. Ecuador has the Galapagos Islands, which it protects. That means a lot to a horticulturist. It is a very diverse ecosystem with many endemic plant materials and animals. Ecuador has a beautiful countryside with ocean and mountains that have expat communities which would help us while we settled into our new lifestyle. There is no currency exchange since they use the US dollar. Again, it offers a visa program for our needs. that is cost effective and would allow us an improved quality of life for the same amount of money we would have available in the United States. Ecuador is still a developing country, but has a GDP of almost 2%. While this country has more poverty than we would like, it has decreased by double digits in the past decade. The country still struggles with poor infrastructure, which affects the utility services such as water and electricity. Outages occur and may last for days, and the mail service is not great. And again, Leslie really doesn't like bugs and creepy crawly things. So we chose Portugal. More specifically, we chose the island of Madeira. Which brings us to our discussion today. Please note that these are no particular order, so we will start with the quality of life. In Portugal, we are able to improve our quality of life. While we could find a place to live in the U.S. on our Social Security, we would not be near the ocean and probably not in the mountains. We would not be able to eat out a couple times a week or be able to afford travel. The markets here offer quality foods, fresh vegetables in season, fresh seafood at an affordable price. You just need to understand that you will not find American brands. The quality and cost of the local beer and Portuguese wines are wonderful, sometimes maybe a little too wonderful. For example, we can sit by the ocean in a cafe and have a beer or a glass of wine as we share an appetizer, all for what it would cost us for a beer at the local restaurant in the U.S. We can take walks along the Levadas, enjoy the mountains, and stroll along the promenade by the ocean, all for free. We never feel like we have to sit at home and do nothing. Portugal is in the European Union. We have been lucky enough to travel to Europe a few times in our lives and found that we loved everything about it. Traveling around Europe is now within our budget. We can explore all of Portugal, other European countries, and finally get to see many places we have heard about our entire lives. We find it fun when we meet people here and discover ourselves explaining that the U.S. is very big. The states in the U.S. are kind of like countries of Europe. We are very much accustomed to traveling around by car. As long as we have a car, we are off to the races. Portugal is a first world country with all the benefits that it offers, such as good infrastructure for utilities, roads, public transportations, hospitals, etc. It could be very easy to get a flight back to the U.S. when needed. It may take a little longer than it would from Costa Rica and Ecuador, but it works out just fine. Portugal is expat friendly. As a U.S. citizen, we can travel to Europe for up to 3 months without a visa. If you're going to move here, you will need to start the process before leaving the U.S. Once you arrive, you need to go to the CEF office to complete the process. We chose to get the D7 visa. This allows us to live in Portugal for 2 years. We will then need to apply for an additional 3 years, and after 5 years, you can qualify for citizenship if you choose. There are many different types of visas. There is a golden visa program in Portugal that many people take advantage of and may be of interest. So here we are in Portugal after selling almost everything we owned. The people and culture. The Portuguese people are very welcoming, friendly people, but please note that all the places we explored are very friendly. The culture is very family-oriented, and unlike the U.S., you will commonly find multi-generational households. We have always admired this because it allows for the young to learn from their elders. In the U.S., we tend to live far away from our family and miss out on the stories and teachings that get passed down. This also allows the older people to grow old, being taken care of and have a purpose. So we have brought a son with us when we came. We know it sounds cliche, but there really is a slower pace to life. So that brings us to the slower pace of life. I was more than ready to slow down a lot, and Leslie, she was ready to slow down a little. Our stress level has reduced since we have been here. We are learning to sit and people watch. But since we are Americans, we also like to talk to everybody we meet. So making friends has been easy. We do want to point out that many people here on the island do speak English, or we'd be in a world of hurt. We also find ourselves walking almost everywhere we go. That means to the groceries, to the doctor, visit friends, and go out to dinner. The slower pace means we plan healthier meals, get more exercise, and have started losing weight. All good things. The high-quality healthcare. The healthcare here is so easy to use. We have private health insurance, which is very affordable compared to any we've had in the U.S. We will also be able to apply for the Public Health Service program as soon as we figure out how to do this. I wanted to let you know that, yes, we have used our insurance. Most of the people here in the U.S. believe that when a country has a public health program, the quality is poor. It is hard to get appointments, and the facilities are not as good. We would like to tell you that this is not at all what we have seen. Even using our private insurance, we go to the same hospitals and doctors as the public health service system. Our costs have been about 80% less than anything in the U.S. with the same quality. Safety. Did you know that Portugal is considered one of the safest countries in the world? For 2022, Portugal is listed as the third safest country in the world, and the U.S. ranks at number 128. Interestingly, every country we looked at ranks higher than the U.S. We do find ourselves explaining that not everyone in the U.S. runs around with guns out threatening to shoot someone. We keep saying that it is not normal to end up in an unsafe place in the U.S. Our U.S. reputation seems to be very colorful. The Island of Madeira ranks in the top 5 places in the world for safety. The people here genuinely treat each other with respect. Even walking home after midnight, we do not feel threatened or unsafe. Common sense on the island is not to be abandoned, as the mountains and oceans themselves are a risk. But crime is extremely low. The natural beauty and diversity. Madeira is known as the Island of Eternal Spring. It has a temperate climate, and that suits us just fine. The winters are cooler and wetter, say 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, low to high range. The winter days are sometimes cloudy, with a few showers. Springtime bursts with color, as all the leaves and flowers reappear. In summer, temperatures range 70 to 80 degrees on an average. A few days will reach into the mid-80s for high. This is when you just go up to the mountains, which are always about a 45-minute drive, or to the ocean. Just pick. Autumn is pretty much dry in the southern areas and slightly cooler. Perfect. Overall, it does not suck. Not a third world country. Portugal is not a third world country. Some of the other locations we explored are. Madeira is far from being one, with top-notch infrastructure, even the most remotest places on the island accessible by bus. Try that in Kentucky. Modern shopping is available and in abundance, and local markets are plentiful as well. If necessary, items are easy to order and have shipped from the mainland and Europe. Maybe you won't get a 2-hour delivery window, but remember, slowing down is part of this journey. We get to learn to enjoy our journey all along the way. The water here is plentiful and safe to drink right from the tap. And later this year, Madeira will reach 50% of its electrical power from renewable solar, wind, and hydroelectric power generated on the island. The land is beautiful. The land is beautiful, diverse, and perfect for us to live out our dream adventure. We are so grateful to have this opportunity to live here, put down roots, and expand our horizons all at the same time. While these are our main reasons for becoming expats in Portugal, there are many more advantages to living the life we have chosen. We hope you will join us as we continue on our journey. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to help us grow, like our videos, comment so we can improve, and hit that notification bell so we can torture you regularly. Thanks.